Jai Gurudev, let's explore some recent academic work that has emerged about Mata Shanta Devi. Are there notable researchers who have focused on her character in the context of different Ramayana versions? Yes, researchers like Dr. Anita R. Patel and Dr. Priya Krishnan have made significant contributions. Dr. Patel's work, Women in the Ramayana, Reclaiming the Narrative, explores characters like Shanta through the lens of gender studies, emphasizing their agency and influence. She highlights how regional adaptations often reinterpret female characters to reflect local values and social structures, positioning Shanta as a pivotal figure in nurturing familial and spiritual harmony. That sounds enlightening. Are there specific comparative studies between different Ramayana versions that showcase Shanta's role? Indeed, a comparative analysis published in the South Asian Review by Dr. Farhan Ali examines Shanta's portrayal in Valmiki's Ramayana versus regional adaptations, including those from Tamil and Telugu literature. The study reveals that while Valmiki's text largely omits her, later adaptations imbue her character with depth, highlighting her wisdom and compassion. This divergence illustrates the evolving perception of women in spirituality and family life across cultures. How does the portrayal of Shanta Devi in these adaptations reflect broader cultural values? The variations in Shanta's character reflect local customs, social norms, and attitudes towards gender roles. For example, in some adaptations, her nurturing qualities are emphasized, showcasing the ideal of a supportive sister and wife, while others highlight her wisdom and decisiveness. This flexibility allows her character to resonate with diverse audiences, embodying values such as resilience and compassion that are universally appreciated. Have any recent journals or publications addressed the impact of digital media on the perception of Mata Shanta? Yes, a fascinating article in the Journal of Digital Humanities discusses how social media platforms are being used to revive lesser known characters from the Ramayana, including Shanta. Digital storytelling initiatives such as animated series and podcasts have emerged to present her narrative in engaging ways. This contemporary approach not only preserves the story but also makes it relevant for younger audiences, bridging the gap between tradition and modernity. That's a significant development. Are there any specific digital projects or initiatives focused on Mata Shanta? One notable initiative is the Ramayana Reimagined project, which includes a series of short films dedicated to lesser known characters, including Mata Shanta. These films aim to bring her story to life with visual storytelling, allowing audiences to connect with her character emotionally. Additionally, platforms like YouTube have seen content creators producing videos that discuss her role, making her role story accessible to a global audience. How do you see the future of Mata Shanta's narrative evolving in literature and media? The future looks promising with the rise of interest in retellings and reinterpretations of mythological narratives. There is potential for more authors to explore Shanta's character. As societal values continue to evolve, we might see her portrayal and portrayed her as a figure of empowerment, aligning with contemporary discussions about women's roles in society. Furthermore, the integration of her story into educational curricula can ensure that future generations recognize her importance. Are there any particular themes or lessons from Shanta's story that you think are especially relevant today? Absolutely, Shanta embodies the themes of resilience, sacrifice, and the importance of family. In a world that often emphasizes individual achievement, her story reminds us of the strength found in community and collaboration. Her journey speaks to the importance of supporting one another in achieving common goals, a message that resonates across cultures and time periods. Lastly, what advice would you give to those interested in exploring Mata Shanta Devi's character further? I would encourage anyone interested to read diverse adaptations of the Ramayana, particularly those from different cultural backgrounds. Engaging with scholarly articles and modern reinterpretations can provide deeper insights. Additionally, attending workshops or seminars focused on Hindu epics can be invaluable in understanding the broader context of characters like Shanta. Finally, discussions on social media platforms can foster community and knowledge sharing, helping to keep her story alive. Thank you for this enlightening conversation. It is clear that Mata Shanta Devi has much to teach us, and I appreciate your insights into her character. Thank you for the opportunity. I hope our discussion inspires more exploration of Shanta's role and encourages a richer understanding of the Ramayana as a whole. Jai Gurudev, as we continue this discussion, are there any recent scholarly books or journals that offer fresh perspectives on Mata Shanta's character? Yes, one recent publication that stands out is Sisters in Scripture, Exploring Female Bonds in Indian Epics by Dr. Kavita Sharma. This book specifically examines the relationships between female characters in various Hindu epics, including Shanta. Dr. Sharma emphasizes how Shanta's bond with her brothers, especially particularly with Ram, illustrate themes of loyalty and familial duty, shedding light on the emotional depth that female characters can bring to these narratives. That sounds intriguing. Have there been any international collaborations or projects focused on Shanta and similar characters? Indeed, there have been some exciting international collaborations. A project called Voices of the Ramayana, which includes scholars from India, the US, and Southeast Asia, aims to explore and record various interpretations of the Ramayana with a special focus on lesser known characters like Shanta. This initiative not only preserves oral traditions but also encourages dialogue about gender roles and familial relationships in different cultural contexts. Are there any specific findings or discussions from the project that you can share? One of the findings from the Voices of the Ramayana is that many oral traditions emphasize Shanta's wisdom and decision making during crucial moments of the narrative. These stories often highlight her role as a mediator in family disputes, showcasing her as a figure of reconciliation. This contrasts with more textual versions where her role may be understated. Such oral traditions reveal a rich tapestry of interpretations that elevate her character significantly. It is fascinating how oral traditions can bring new life to her story. Are there any specific adaptations in literature or theater that have been inspired by Shanta? Yes, several theatrical productions and modern adaptations have begun to highlight her character. For instance, a recent play titled Shanta the Silent Strength explores her emotional journey and the sacrifices she makes for her family. The play integrates traditional storytelling with contemporary themes, making it relatable to modern audiences while emphasizing a pivotal role in the Ramayana. How do these adaptations impact public perception of Shanta? Adaptations like these significantly reshape public perception by presenting Shanta as a central figure rather than a peripheral one. They allow audiences to engage with her character on an emotional level, fostering a greater appreciation for her contributions. This shift encourages discussions about the often overlooked roles women play in historical narratives, promoting a more inclusive understanding of cultural heritage. Are there any recent articles or papers that address the impact of these adaptations on youth engagement with the Ramayana? A notable study published in the Journal of Youth Culture by Dr. Rahul Sen examines how modern adaptations of epics, including those featuring characters like Shanta, have engaged younger audiences. The research highlights that when young people see relatable narratives that feature strong female characters, they are more likely to develop an interest in traditional texts and cultural stories. This engagement can inspire a deeper understanding of their heritage and encourage critical thinking about gender roles in history. That's a vital point as we look ahead. What do you believe is the potential for Mata Shanta's narrative in global literature and media? The potential is vast. A global interest in diverse narratives continues to grow. Characters like Shanta can serve as powerful symbols of resilience and empowerment. We are already seeing an increase in crossover literature that blends Eastern and Western storytelling traditions. This opens up opportunities for Shanta's story to reach broader audiences, providing a platform for discussions about gender, family, and spirituality on an international stage. In closing, how can individuals contribute to the ongoing discourse about Shanta Devi and her significance in the Ramayana? Individuals can contribute by actively engaging with various adaptations, reading books, watching plays, and participating in discussions on social media. Writing articles or blogs that highlight her role can also amplify her story. Moreover, joining community groups that focus on Hindu epics can foster a collaborative environment that diverse perspectives are shared. Every voice adds to the richness of her narrative, ensuring it resonates with future generations. Thank you for sharing your insights today. It is clear that Mother Shanta Devi's character holds a significant cultural and spiritual importance, and I appreciate your expertise on the subject. Thank you for this engaging conversation. I hope it inspires more people to explore the depth of the Ramayana and the invaluable contributions of characters like Mata Shanta Devi. Jai Gurudev, as we explore further, are there any recent publications that specifically focus on the interpretations of female characters in the Ramayana, including Mata Shanta Devi? Yes, one notable publication is The Women of the Ramayana, a comparative study by Dr. Sita Menon. This book analyzes various female characters across different Ramayana versions and includes a detailed chapter on Shanta. Dr. Menon discusses how Shanta's character often serves as a lens through which to examine the ideals of womanhood in various cultures, emphasizing her role as both a nurturer and a decision maker. In familial context, that sounds essential for understanding her character. Have there been any international conferences or symposiums recently that focus on the Ramayana and its female characters? Absolutely, the International Conference on South Asian Studies last year featured a panel dedicated to female characters in Hindu epics. Scholars from around the world presented papers that included discussions on Shanta. For instance, Dr. Ria Patil from the University of Melbourne presented her research on how regional adaptations of the Ramayana have enhanced the visibility of Shanta as a powerful figure, contrasting with the more traditional portrayals found in earlier texts. It is great to see that there is a platform for these discussions. Are there any unique interpretations of Shanta in non Hindu cultures? Yes, interestingly, some Southeast Asian adaptations, such as the Thai Ramakian, incorporate Shanta into their narratives in unique ways. In these versions, her character often possesses a greater role in the spiritual aspects of the story, sometimes even participating in the yajna herself. This adaptation reflects local cultural values regarding women's role in spirituality and family, showcasing how Shanta's character can transcend cultural boundaries while still maintaining her essence. That's a fascinating crossover. How does Shanta's story resonate? In contemporary feminist discourse, Shanta's narrative has gained attention in contemporary feminist discourse, particularly in how it challenges traditional gender roles. Scholars like Dr. Anjali Gupta have examined how Shanta's wisdom and influence can be seen as a prototype for modern female empowerment. In her paper, Reinterpreting Myth, Feminism and the Ramayana, Gupta argues that Shanta embodies qualities that modern women aspire to, encouraging readers to see her as a figure of strength rather than a secondary character. Are there any online platforms or communities that actively engage in discussions about characters like Shanta? Yes, several online platforms have sprung up, such as the Ramayana Forum and Epic Women of India. These communities facilitate discussions on various characters, including Shanta. They host webinars, publish articles, and encourage members to share interpretations and personal insights. These platforms are vital for fostering a sense of community around these narratives and for encouraging the exploration of different cultural perspectives. How do you envision the role of digital media evolving in the portrayal of Mata Shanta in the coming years? Digital media will likely play a transformative role. We are seeing an increase in web series and short films that bring lesser known characters to the forefront. Projects like Ramayana Unplugged utilize platforms like YouTube to retell these stories in innovative ways, appealing to younger audiences. Interactive storytelling formats such as podcasts or mobile apps could also engage people in Shanta's narrative, making her story more accessible and relatable. What are some specific lessons or values from Shanta's character that can be emphasized in educational settings? Shanta's character can teach valuable lessons about resilience, collaboration, and the importance of emotional intelligence. Educational curriculum can incorporate her story to highlight the role of women in history and spirituality. Discussions can focus on how her wisdom and nurturing nature contribute to the family unit and how those qualities can be applied to modern contexts, encouraging students to value empathy and cooperation. Lastly, are there any upcoming projects or initiatives you're excited about that focus on Mata Shanta or similar narratives? Yes, there is an initiative called Legends Revived, which aims to create a series of animated shorts based on lesser known characters from the Ramayana, including Mata Shanta. The project seeks to blend traditional storytelling with modern animation to reach a younger audience. Additionally, they plan to host interactive workshops where children can learn about these characters and create their own interpretations, fostering creativity and cultural appreciation. Thank you for this insightful discussion. It is inspiring to see how Mata Shanta's character continues to evolve and resonate across cultures and generations. Thank you for the opportunity to share these insights. I hope our conversation encourages more exploration of Mata Shanta's story and promotes a richer understanding of the Ramayana's diverse characters. Jai Gurudev, thank you for joining us today. Mata Shanta Devi is a lesser known character in many versions of the Ramayana. Could you begin by explaining her significance, particularly in the context of South Indian narratives? Jai Gurudev, thank you for having me. Shantadevi, Lord Ram's elder sister, indeed plays a pivotal but often overlooked role in the Ramayana. While texts like Valmiki's and Tulsidasa's works primarily focus on Lord Ram, Shanta's contributions are celebrated in various South Indian traditions, especially in Telugu folk tales. She is portrayed as a crucial figure who aids in the unfolding of the Ramayana's narrative. What specific stories or legends highlight her role? In South Indian versions, Shanta is often depicted as a daughter of King Dashrath and Queen Kaushalya, who, after her marriage to sage Rishyasringa, becomes instrumental in performing the Putra Kamishti Yagna. This yagna is vital as it is believed to be the catalyst for the birth of Lord Ram and his brothers. The narrative emphasizes her intelligence, dedication, and the significance of her relationship with Risha Shringa. How does her character compare to more well known figures like Sita or Lakshman? In the Ramayana, Shanta's role is less about active participation in the epic's battles or trials and more about her influence in the background. Unlike Sita, who embodies resilience and sacrifice, or Lakshmana, who is a fierce protector, Shanta represents nurturing and wisdom. Her story illustrates the importance of familial relationships and the support systems that enable the protagonist to succeed. Are there any modern interpretations of her character that stand out? Yes, recent works by authors like Deepa Hariharan, Sanskriti Singh, Anand Neelkantan, and Archana S. Muthai have explored her character in more depth. For instance, in Hariharan's writings, Shanta is portrayed as a proactive figure who is deeply involved in the spiritual practices that lead to the yajna. This reflects a growing interest in bringing female characters to the forefront of traditional narratives. How have scholars approached Shanta Devi's story from a feminist perspective? Scholars have increasingly examined Shanta's role through a feminist lens, analyzing how her character challenges traditional gender roles. While she may not be in the limelight like Sita, her actions are pivotal. The recognition of her contributions helps in understanding the nuanced roles women played in ancient texts, showcasing that strength can manifest in various forms, including wisdom and compassion. Can you discuss any specific text or folklore that elaborates on her narrative? Yes, the Shantadevi Katha is a prominent Telugu folk tale that vividly recounts her life. It depicts her struggles, her marriage to Risha Shringa, and her eventual role in the Yagna. Furthermore, academic journals and publications such as those by Neelkantan and Muthai delve into regional adaptations that celebrate her. They often highlight local rituals and customs that honor Shanta, emphasizing her enduring legacy in cultural practices. How does the Vedic Dharma Sansthan view the promotion of such narratives today? We believe that reviving and promoting stories of lesser known figures like Shanta Devi is essential. These narratives enrich the Ramayana's tapestry and encourage a more inclusive understanding of the epic. We conduct workshops and seminars that focus on these characters, aiming to educate and inspire younger generations about the diverse voices within our heritage. Thank you for sharing these insights. Any final thoughts on Shanta Devi's enduring significance in contemporary culture? Shanta Devi serves as a reminder that every character in her epics contributes to the larger narrative, even if they do not always occupy the spotlight. Her story encourages us to explore the depths of our cultural heritage and to celebrate all voices, ensuring that future generations appreciate the full spectrum of our mythological narratives. Stay good, Dev.